Hello, all you beautiful people. So, this time I just wanted to talk about kind of like myself politically, where I stand, and kind of where I want this channel to go. So, let's jump into it. Um, so, I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, as I said in my last video, and it, it has its own political kind of place. They don't view themselves as part of the political system, which is extremely privileged of all of them, but we'll talk about that another time. Um, so it was kind of weird. I started out kind of far right. I thought for a while I might be like Tea Party type of thing, which is pretty bad. Um, and I have at least one immediate family member who is maybe a step under a white nationalist, but probably not. Um, so I'm fairly lucky I didn't follow his path. Um, but I ended up kind of like, as I started to accept myself, I kind of moved over into kind of, you know, liberalism, and, you know, I would have voted for Hillary Clinton type of thing. Um, and then as I went further and started to love myself more and all of that, I um, it kind of corresponded with Bernie Sanders and him coming onto the scene. And so, like, this was in 2015 or so. I found out about Bernie Sanders through the Young Turks, who I agreed with on almost everything at the time. Um, and I listened to them in secular talk, and they talked a lot about Bernie Sanders and how amazing he was. And I got really into that, and that's actually what got me into politics, because before then I really didn't care. Um, but so I kind of, got into that, and I started learning about the injustices and stuff like that, and expanding from the things that I had learned just about being trans and by being trans. And from there, I ended up going to a Black Lives Matter protest where I got arrested with 73 other people. So um, it was interesting. And then while I was at that protest and I got arrested, I met some anarchists, but I didn't really know that there were anarchists at the time. Um, in fact, I didn't get into anarchy until later, when I was dating kind of this person who was an anarcha-feminist, and she told me like kind of about it and taught me a bit. And after we ended up breaking up, um, I continued, and I kept trying to learn. And all of this was last year, so I'm fairly new to anarchy and stuff like that. I haven't read any books yet, unfortunately. I haven't had time. Um, I haven't, looked too deep into it, but I'm trying to learn. But I do identify as an anarcho-communist and an anarcho-feminist. I do believe very strongly in identity politics and in intersectional feminism. Um, and honestly, if you don't care about all people, then honestly, this channel isn't for you. Um, and that's where this channel came from. I've noticed it's very difficult to find anarchists that do any kind of vlogging or um, gaming channels or anything, at least that I'm interested in. And so I've kind of wanted to do this for a while, like even before, but I didn't know enough about even who I am to tell other people. But now I'm much more rooted in who I am and what I believe. And so it's this came out of that kind of hole in YouTube. Um, and so this channel is going to be, me doing vlogs and me talking about different things from an anarcho-communist, anarcha-feminist point of view, and from the point of view of a pansexual, gender fluid, trans feminine person. Um, I have several, unfortunately, um, pretty serious mental health issues. So that will factor in. And so there will be a lot of discussion about things like that and just, current things that are going on. And once I build my gaming computer and kind of get things set up, I'm going to start doing let's plays and things like that, and reacting to games and playing games and talking about them from a from that kind of perspective. So it's not something that I've seen on YouTube. It's something that, from at least what I've heard and seen, a lot of people want to see, and so I'm hoping I was right. And even if I wasn't, I play these games anyway, so might as well put it up on YouTube. And even if I have 3 people watching me, you know what? That's 3 people. So um, you're gonna get a lot of who I am in these videos. Um, I'm not really going to change my personality at all for these because I find that to be ridiculous. Like, just be yourself. Um, and that's honestly with everything. Like, just be who you are, and people that are like you and enjoy you will find you. And that's not just on YouTube or Facebook, that's in real life and, you know, everything. So that's where I'm coming from. That's what this YouTube channel is going to be. I think I'm probably going to do um, Skyrim first, but I'm not sure. And I'll discuss that as we get closer. I'll also show me building my computer, like pictures and stuff like that, on the Facebook page, which is just the same as the name of this um, channel, anarcho-feminist or anarchist angel. I apologize. It's fairly early in the morning today. Um, so yeah, if you haven't already, like me on there. I'm going to be trying to get Twitter, and once I have a better phone, and Instagram going. So you'll be able to follow me on those as well. And I'm going to try to use the same name across all platforms. But see you later.